We meet once again here in Seattle to recharge our creative soul. We commune with our Floral family. Our hearts are alive with excitation. Symposium X is finally here. 49 symposiums have come before us, full of inspiration, creativity, and fellowship. You may wonder, how did AIFD start? Where did AIFD come from? Who challenged the industry and recognized exceptional talent? For the 50th symposium, we wanted to look back to the beginning to see who was there, why they were there, how Symposium has changed and evolved over the years. We look through the eyes of Jim Hind, AIFD, Bill Plummer, AIFD, and Rocky Pollitt's AIFD.
It was an impromptu meetings in flower shop in your back in the workrooms, where there was Art McGee and Wayne Andrade, and that was when B. Frombach started this whole thought pattern that designers needed to be recognized for their ability and to promote the art of floral design.
I was with AIFD from the beginning. I got involved because I was on the circuit, designing circuit at that time, and I would visit florists in California, and they were involved in AIFD, so therefore I became one of the charter members.
There was groups in Los Angeles area that got together and met in just the back of a flower shop, and then there became more scheduled meetings that were actually had an agenda to them and talked about the possibility of this whole thing. And of course, at that time, I was very young, and the industry I was starstruck by all of these people who I had heard of or known that were in the industry and known very well in Los Angeles. But it went from there and just sort of mushroomed.
I attended the very first symposium in 1967. At the very beginning, they were at San Luis Obispo. Bob Gordon hosted them at his college there. And it was quite an experience compared to what we have here today.
It was a very small program, almost like what you would say a local program, but they were the finest designers, but nothing was staged. It was just, here's the product, here's what I'm going to teach you, and that's all it was.
And it was just not a huge amount of people were there, but it was just a very, very interesting. And at that time, like I said, I was young, and I was just so impressed with all of these fabulous designers that had come together. It was really a unique experience. And that was in the early 60s, or the late 60s rather.
Being from a small town in Arkansas, I just could not get over the designs, the size of the designs, and the flowers that were available in California.
How did symposiums change? When I first went to symposiums, they were up at Cal Poly, and we sat in the grandstands as if we were students. And actually, the first symposium that was outside of a college was in my second year as president. And that one, we went so far away, we went up to San Francisco. That's as far as we would get it. The next year it went to Houston, but just to get it out of a dormitory and out of that particular type of atmosphere, that's what really changed it.
Symposiums have evolved to the point where, well, let me put it this way. They were elevating the presentations, and the stage performances were becoming more grand and more elaborate.
The symposiums grew as the membership grew.
AIFD has gotten to a point that I am totally amazed. I mean, this year even alone, I've been fortunate enough to be asked to judge students' competitions. And these kids and what they're coming up with is so mind-boggling and so unique in the world of design and making this truly an art form. And what I've seen this year that's going on in this workroom, it's just amazing. And I look back and I think, you know, I never would have thought of doing it like that. And I kind of have to digest it for a moment and then really see this is where it's going. It's moving on to another level. It's not just arranging flowers. It's not just, you know, putting a dozen roses in a vase, but it's the creation that by utilizing the beautiful, beautiful product that we have given to us into an art form. It's just, it blows me away every time I go to any particular performance.
There are so many fabulous designers out there. You think we'd be spoiled today, and maybe, but every time I come, it's a new program, something new, something I've never seen before. And I'm just so, I admire them so, the types of flowers that they have, their stage presence. I mean, they're just, they've all grown up. And it's just very inspiring.
As we open Symposium X, we hope you are filled with exhilaration, inspiration, and passion. We hope on your journey you imagine that the sky's the limit, that you find balance between collaboration and revolution, that you appreciate the phenomenon of transition through transformation. May you experience the fusion of life and flowers at the edge of paradise. We hope that the fire that drives your desire to fuel your creative soul remains always caliente.